Today we're going to rebuild this Schwinn Sprint GT500 derailleur, also like a Hure Outlet kind of thing. This is essentially like a downgraded version of the regular Hure Outlet Schwinn Sprint. There's a few differences, which is why I'm making another video. All right, and some tools you're going to need are a 14mm wrench, a couple 13mm wrenches ideally, a couple 8mm wrenches ideally, and a 9mm wrench or a nut driver like I'm using here, some Allen keys, a flathead screwdriver, and maybe a pick. All right, now for the pinnacle, they usually have a little bit of a cap like this. You just want to grab it and pop it out. This one's completely broken off. So now grab your 14mm wrench and unscrew this nut. Now grab your 6mm Allen key and unscrew the claw. Pop this out. I'm going to unscrew this pulley here. This is actually a normal pulley. This is not a sealed bearing one. Just for the guide pulley here and the spring assembly, grab your flathead screwdriver and unscrew it. So sadly, usually on the other Hure derailleurs, you can take this apart with a flathead screwdriver, but if you pull up this little cage, you can see there's just a rivet there. So that means you can't take apart this whole spring assembly, nor can you take apart this pulley which has bearings in it. It spins pretty fast, but there's no grease in there. So dumbest design in the world. I guess they did make dumb decisions back then as well in the 70s or whatever. And also for the parallelogram, I like to hoist it up like this so I can loosen up some of these nuts here. What I do is just loosen them up. Sometimes you might need 2 8mm wrenches, and then what I do, just clean it up, and then after that, get some chain lube or something and relube them in the little pivots. And now I guess we've taken everything apart. I usually don't like to take apart the parallelogram because they're very hard to put back together. So yeah, I'm just going to use some of this aluminum foil, mainly some water, to just scrub off all the rust. I'm not going to use the ultrasonic because this thing's already pretty rusty. I don't want to rust it even further to places I can't get to. And yeah, I also like to use some brake cleaner, acetone, maybe alcohol if you have it. And if you have any big chunky dirt, you can use like a steel or a brass brush like this. All right, now finally we got everything all nice and cleaned down. It wasn't really that dirty to begin with. So yeah, for this thing, I just used some of this chrome quick glow wax to wax it down. Then I tightened up all these little bolts, used just some chain oil and lubed them up. Now it moves nice and smooth. Also, this arm right here is bronze, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I lubed up this whole area where the spring is, this pulley as well. There's a little gap where you can slide some chain oil in. It sucks this thing is not serviceable, but that's all you can do. And now for the assembly, I'm just going to use some of this SRAM butter for the pulleys and other stuff. Right now, starting off with the pulley, I just put some grease on the inside of the plastic part and the metal bushing as well. Put some grease on the inside of there. Grab your metal seals, slide them on. And then for the bolt, I just like to put a little bit of grease on the little bolt right here too, and put it on. There you go. So just tighten that down, make sure it spins nice and smooth. Now for the pinnacle claw thing. First thing, you want to have this little bushing. You want to have that little slanted side facing down in here. Then you want to grab your other spacer, put it on like this with a little notch facing up. And you got this little plastic washer. You can put some grease on there as well, just a little bit. That's the order of how it goes on. Then grab your bolt, just put some grease on there as well. Slide it through. Then you have your claw. Then you got your 14mm nut. There you go. Barrel adjuster, I like to put a little bit of grease on there as well. These usually get super seized, so yeah. Oh yeah, I just tighten down the pulley, make sure it spins smooth, make sure everything else is working right. And yeah, there you go. Now you got yourself a fully rebuilt derailleur. There you go. I would call this thing officially the first Walmart derailleur. They purposely made it less reliable, less serviceable, just so you could buy another one when you break it. and the big ass cage flange. They probably made up a bunch of fake safety marketing bullshit about that. So yeah, at least it has the bronze knuckle. That's pretty cool. The whole thing's uglier. I like the previous generation better. Hope you found this video useful, and bye.